Okay, very specific today. Your ex, someone you're connected into, has been to see someone who's psychic. Okay, they might have gone to see like a tarot reader, or maybe they've got a friend who's psychic. Okay, but I do feel it's somebody they've been to see, or they've done it online. Now this is where this gets interesting for you. Okay, I feel that they didn't get the answers they wanted. Okay, I've got love triangle here in the middle. So to me, it's like your ex, you know, there was third parties, all that kind of messy energy. And I feel that whoever they were talking to actually saw through their fakeness, okay? Specifically, I'm connecting in with somebody's ex-person today who comes across as, you know, a real catch, absolutely wonderful. Butter wouldn't melt in the mouth, as we say in the UK. But under that, they are not that at all. They are very devious. They are very two-faced. They've definitely involved you in some third-party situation, whether it's love, family, friends. Okay. But whoever they've been to see didn't give them almost the answers that they wanted. Okay, I feel, okay, before we go any further, that somebody's told them that they were to blame, and that you are highly intuitive and protected, I'm hearing, and you've sussed them out. Okay, so let's see where this goes today, because I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, but I just feel, I'm just hearing the word like your ex is a bit deluded. Okay, deluded, but someone they've been to has seen straight through their fakeness. So let's have a look, let's see what is going on here. I'll just give these a shuffle just while I'm shuffling. Thanks for watching. I love you all so much. Thanks for your comments. I do read all of them, and I give you such a massive hug. Just keep being you. Okay, you are more than worthy. More than worthy. Okay, it is a privilege to be in your company. Always remember that. Always remember that. If you'd like a reading, click on the title of the video. Links are below in the description box. Everything's on the website. Check it out, and check out the free relationship report as well. Okay, I'm just going to have a look at the past. I'm looking at your ex's energy in the past. Ah, right. They were hard work in the end. They were hard work in the end. I think you felt you were like pushing a, I don't know, pushing a truck up a great big hill, fully loaded. Okay. They left you with most of the issues, most of the problems. You were the one that did all the running around. All right. Totally and utterly stressed. They stressed you out. Okay. They totally stressed you out, but they didn't help you. They just found something easier. That's what I'm hearing. But it's obviously not easy for them. They're not happy because they've been to see somebody else. Yes. Gosh. They were very, very tiring. I'm just hearing that word tiring. It was very hot and cold in the past, this relationship. Now, when you met this person, you might have not liked them to start with. It's kind of a bit of a love-hate energy, okay? They could have been an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or a fire sign, Sag, Leo, Aries. Okay, more fire. They were a bit of a player, I feel, in the past. Now, I'm not saying that was with you, but their energy, they've come out as the Knight of Wands. So yes, I can see why you liked them, because the Knight of Wands can be so much fun. I mean, the Knight of Wands can brighten up anybody's day. They're funny, they're adventurous, they don't worry about the future, okay? But they can be a bit of a player, Okay, they're very restless. They're not always in one place. Interesting, that Knight of Wands has come out in the past, because obviously we've got that love triangle. So that's really just kind of clarifying that. Yeah, very, very passionate. This, I'm just getting hot and cold with this person. You either got on with them or you didn't. Okay, I feel there were quite a few exchanges of words with this person. Okay, I feel they're quite hot-tempered, they're quite opinionated. I feel that their temper could go up quite quickly to come down quite quickly as well. Okay, but now looking at that, I feel that whoever they've seen, this psychic or someone who does divination, or maybe it's runes or something they've been to, that they've been told that their behaviour wasn't appropriate, okay? But there's still this energy I get of your person being very fake at times. Shallow, that you never quite know where you are with them, okay? So one more for the past, please. This is a big deck, but it's a beautiful deck. Right, there could have been legal issues in the past with your relationship. Now, this can just mean that someone's been married before, or there's still elements of a past relationship that kind of come into yours. It can talk, say, for example, you meet someone and you've both got children from different relationships, and maybe there's legal issues there, or there's just really something that was a legal thing, like a previous marriage or a previous commitment that was in your relationship, okay? You could have been in the middle of... I do feel they dumped a lot on you, okay? It's almost like you were somebody's unpaid counsellor, that you were expected to sort all somebody's shit out because you are totally non-judgmental, I'm hearing. But it was almost like, I don't know where this is coming from, but I see you in the middle and your ex and somebody else, whatever's going on here, and you're the one that's trying to keep the peace with everything. But in the end, you ended up burning the midnight oil. You were the one that was up worrying. You were the one basically with your inbox completely up here and expected to carry the load. And you saw what was really going on behind closed doors. But when your ex went out, they were sort of all, you know, kind of fake energy. But nobody realised, I don't think people for you realised just what you were carrying either. Okay, you could have been the one that ended up being at home, having to sort everything out while they... Oh, it's classic. It can be a classic energy of being dumped with everything and somebody just lives on the golf course, okay? It's just an example. So no, nothing against anyone being on the golf course. My parents spent most of their life on the golf course, but it's just that energy, like you know, where one person's got all the responsibilities and the other person is just doing what the hell they damn well want to, okay? But then they did this. They did this. But this psychic has told them. Why did that come through? Well, let's just have a look. I'm just going to get a card for this one. Yeah. I feel what somebody picked up on about your ex is that as long as they're getting what they want, then everything's happy. Okay? It's almost as if you had all the problems, they ignored all the problems, all the issues, all the things that we have to do in life, whilst they almost went out, did their own thing, and had a jolly good old time, as we say in the UK. What a jolly time they were having, okay? Whereas you were juggling so much that you were pulling your hair out. And every time I feel that you asked for help, you didn't get it, okay? Specifically if there was children, it doesn't matter about their age. You know, you can have older children, can't you? And they've still got some of their problems, and you just have to try and help and all of that. And also if you've got, just this card, you see, just elderly people, but you were just left with all of it. Okay, now they've been told this, and I think that your ex was completely deluding themselves that they hadn't actually done anything particularly wrong here. That almost it's that energy of, well, you made me do it. No, I didn't, actually. No, I didn't. Now, if anybody ever says that to you, sorry to point, but if anybody ever says that to you, just smile at them and say, do go away. Nobody. That is classic. I don't want to take responsibility. You made me do it. You made me go into a love triangle because you weren't doing this, or you weren't providing this, or etc, etc. But what I really want to get through today, and this is what I feel the psychic somebody picked up on, they could just have a friend who's, very sort of tuned into energy, that you didn't have time to do any of that. You didn't have the time with this 10 of Wands in the past. You did not have the time to do it. You were stressed. It was just like one more thing was going to break the camel's back. And instead of looking at all these issues that were going on, your energy level was through the floor. They just did what they wanted to do. Okay? And I feel that's what this is about. I think that's a message for you, that somebody has basically told them, hey, hang on a minute. If you want to know why this didn't work, or why you don't want them back, or why you've completely blocked them, because you were literally sucking the life out of somebody. There's a 10 of Wands, so it's many meanings, but in a love relationship, it's just a bloody struggle. You started off with the Ace, you've got all your energy, you've literally taken on all these wands are energy, and your energy's here, energy's there, it's totally fractured. You can be on the verge of an absolute burnout, energetic burnout. That's the 10 of Wands, because you have nothing left to give, okay? Nothing left to give. So that's what this is, really, that I feel that your ex was told that they weren't pulling their weight, and that's why you're not talking to them. Okay, that's why you're not talking to them. What are your ex's feelings towards you at the moment? That is too many. It's a beautiful deck, this, but it is very big cards. Right, ex's feelings at the moment. Let's just split the deck, turn it and take the top card. Okay, they know what they've done. They damn well know, they know what they've done. They know they stabbed you in the back, okay? I feel that their life is pretty crap at the moment, okay? I feel that they were, okay, this is what I'm hearing, they were deluding themselves, because they know what they did. They know they left you in the 10 of Swords energy. And I feel that they feel they were trying to convince themselves they hadn't done what they'd done. All right, but then this other person has basically said, yeah, that is what you did and you need to take responsibility. So I think as far as you're concerned, especially now they've spoken to that other person, they're not quite sure whether you'd ever speak to them again. Not that you wouldn't, not that you would hate them or anything, just that you're done. Sometimes in life we do just get to a point where we're done, okay? But they still have feelings for you. The Ace of Cups. Right, so yeah, they wanted information because they know that they, you know, left you in the Ten of Swords. They stabbed you in the back. The thing is, mentally and energetically, and that then affects your physical health, you were very low as it was. You've got a lot on. There was something going on with that Ten of Wands. But then also you had a lot of anxiety with other things, and they were adding to the anxiety. And they still did what they did. But their feelings are, I think it's probably too late, but I still have feelings. And that is why I feel that they went to talk to somebody else. Okay. Let's see what else is going on in their energy. Now this deck's brutal, okay? This deck is brutal. What's going on in their energy? It's to the point, okay? It's too much. They're overstimulated, they're panicking, and they've got a lot of anxiety. Excuse that noise, it was my cat. One of my cats anyway. They're totally overstimulated, that's two, okay? They are completely overstimulated, panicking. And wherever they've gone, they missed the red flags, and it was a complete fantasy, and it's all going to burn down around their ears. I told you it was blunt. Okay. Okay. They have been in denial about what happened with you, which is what I've got. This is what I was getting off the get-go, okay? They had been pretending, deluded, but they're not anymore. So I feel they're having to face some of the consequences of their actions at the moment. I think it's driving them a bit skitty, a bit scatty. Like I say, excuse me, hang on. A bit skitty. My little pen's gone skitty. I think they're in a bit of a skitty energy with you, okay? Let's get some more on them, and then we'll get the best possible outcome. So yeah, they are deluded no longer. Wolf in sheep's clothing. They were fake, but they're also they've also got in a situation where they completely missed the red flags, and they're mixing, or they've got involved with this love triangle with a wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay. They're trying to leave that environment. That's a very clear message. They're trying to leave it, okay? They have got quite a bit of an ego, but I feel whoever they're with now is also very forceful, and they don't like the situation they're in because they're mixing with somebody or some situation where they're being forced to do things they don't want to do, okay? Boot is on other foot, as they say. So yeah, let's see what the best possible outcome is. Okay, let's see, are they going to come back in? What are they doing? Excuse my pussycat, she's got a toy, I think. Yeah. What's the best possible outcome, please? No, I don't see them really doing anything, okay? Do you know what I see? I see that I've got the Hangman. No, it's just going to swing back and forth, in and out, back and forth. Because I think they're still in victim mode. I think with this card here that came out, wherever it's gone, tears, what tears? Denial, pretense, okay? I just feel they're still in that energy. But I also see that you are moving on, or you will be moving on. I do feel that you don't want the anxiety or the mental stress, and you don't want to get back into the frying pan fire kind of energy. That's what I'm channeling with this. So really, I think today is more of a message that's come through for you, but I still see them swinging back and forth. you know, ghosting, whatever they're doing, and just very much in a sort of a victim mode, okay? But also, you know, what I feel with you and these cards, if it was advice, I'm hearing to say that they might just expect you to make all the sacrifices again. That when you were in that Ten of Wands energy, that you would be the one that had to put things on hold or make sacrifices. And that really you've come out of that, and you've still got the scars, but you're almost going towards calmer waters, okay? And I do feel that you probably will run into this person at some point, even if you don't live in the same country, but there won't be that emotional charge anymore. All right, so I leave it with you. I love you.